That's just fine with me, Jack. Me too, buddy. Good morning. I can't see you yet. Give me a few minutes, or not even a few minutes. Just give me a sec. We're gonna get there real quick. There we go. Good morning, Lee. How are you, friend? I'm okay. I hope you're well. I just yelled at my dog, so I feel bad. I yelled at him for no reason. For really no reason. We're gonna get better here in just a few minutes. I'm talking about you, friend. I am. You're pitiful. I'm glad you're doing good, Lee. I need a little peace in my life. Good morning, Emma. You're going to buy a Course in Miracles book? Is that what you just said? I love that. I think you'll really, really love it, Lee. You don't even have to do the workbook lessons. If you just read some of the text, it's amazing. I love you guys. Good morning. Cleet says, yes, I believe it'll be one book worth the study of. I saw that, Lee. Yogi Major managing mod for Thursday night. I really dislike calling it a show. I don't know why. I have some resistance to that word. But I did see that. I was around. I was up in my fields, so I was just being quiet. Emma, when did this happen? I'm so sorry. When did you lose your parents? What happened? Lee, it's 5:25 our time. That's kind of late for you. Emma Brown, you just lost your parents? Emma, what's going on? I just don't know what to say, Emma. I'm so sorry. Wow. Emma. Wow, I just don't even know what to say. What are you doing, Jack? Why are you hiding under the table, boy? Emma, you're handling things very well. I'm about to have an anxiety attack over here, girl. Bubba, what can I do for you, sweetheart? Well, who are you with right now, Emma? Buddy, I love you, honey. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. All right. Mom's got you. Emma, who are you staying with now if your parents aren't here? Hi, Carl. Emma, you didn't have a boyfriend the other day. Well, I don't quite understand what's going on, honey. I'm really, really very confused. I'm gonna turn the fan on, Jack. Hang on a second, buddy. Oh, there's my earring I lost the other day. Good deal. There you go, buddy. I know. Emma, you don't know. You're staying with your sister. Emma, I hope you're okay. I really don't understand everything that you're trying to say, but I love you and I hope you're okay. The first 3 weeks in October. Okay. Leave it, Bubba. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Leave it. Stop. Carl says, thanks, Diane, for that information. Hi, Diane. Lee says, we can't magnet fish Davy Crockett Park. It's now been stopped due to state park rules. Have other areas. Good morning, Maddie. Maddie, you've been playing, I think, all day yesterday, and you're still playing. Every time I go by my laptop, I see your fish tank. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Good morning, Maddie. How are you? I'm just very confused this morning. All right, you're good. Thank you for the kind words, Maddie. Of course you do, Emma. An absolutely beautiful heart and soul. Of course. Lee says, Cat, I hope you I hope you feel better soon. Can I make a suggestion to help you? Of course. Carl says, I'm not confused after what I was just told. Do you want to tell us what you were just told, Carl? And Emma says, I feel a little bit better today. I'm so glad to hear that, Emma. Yeah, that's a good idea. I actually have the book. It's sitting right here. And actually, my lessons have been really, really applicable. Like, I feel like I am living the lessons, but sometimes I don't want to. Maddie says, search your heart, search your mind. Unconditional love is what you will find. Thanks, Maddie. Maddie says hi to Carl. Emma says, I am still going through a lot of pain and suffering and anxiety and depression and mental health issues in my head and in my life. And I hate myself for feeling like this. Girl, I understand sometimes. Sometimes it's our thoughts that just make everything so much worse. Lee, the live on Thursday is at 5:25 p.m. So that's like at 10:30 for you. Well, in general, I am on lesson. I'm so confused now. 14? 15? Yeah, I think today's lesson 15. My thoughts are images that I have made. Did you see my book? This book? It's being held together with duct tape. That's my dog. My dog did that. Well done, Jack. Right. You know, he has never that was like one of the few things that he chewed up. He did that and a remote, and I think that was on the same day. But he's generally always been a really, really good boy. Carl, what did Diane tell you? And I saw that, Lee. Some tell me it's best to read at random. Jack was trying to find the right page. Yeah, I mean, you just do what you feel like doing. Let it all kind of flow intuitively for you. Good morning, Zed. Have you not been to bed since you're saying good evening? Hi, Food Court. Good morning. Thanks, Lee. Everybody said hi to Zed. Zed, are you still up? Have you not gone to sleep yet, friend? Zed said, I think I told you the last Irish setter I seen had a nose full of porcupine quills. I believe that. Twice. Oh my gosh. Magnetic North is doing well, Food Court. I will give you a jacket. I believe we just met each other the other day, right? Um, and I know there's a language barrier, but I really like it when people ask. Zed, you know how many people have told me that about the memories? I've had quite a few people come in and see Jack and just get tore up because of memories and say, I can't be here. I totally understand that. Thanks, Lee. Lee, what do you have planned for today? I know, Carl. No more jackets given out on your live stream. Zed says, please don't remind me of all my pets. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. My first cat was a cat named JC. Is it a full moon? Is there a full moon coming? I just feel like I'm in an alternate universe today. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Your mom used to feed him raw liver chunks from the grocery store. Wow. Why not? He got massive. That's one healthy cat. Thank you, Lee. Zed said I was 7 years old. He was a huge cat and he was bigger than me. Wow, that is something. It was like a Maine Coon cat, Zed. Carl says I don't have a community page. I think that's the page where you make your posts. I don't know if they switched. It is switching over to community. He said he was bigger than me from head to toe, stretched out. Lee says today I may walk a little to do meditation, reflect, and a few things mentally prepare myself for the coming days. Wow. Lee says, yes, if you scroll across the bars at the top of your home page, you can put on YouTube posts. That's the community post area, Carl. And Zed says the cat weighed 32 pounds. That's a lot. All right. What does Selena, not Selena, Sissy calls it something when she opens a book and she flips the pages and she lets basically the spirit move her to the chapter or wherever they want her to read. I've got a lot of stuff in my book. That's not helpful. Okay. Okay. Lee says, I'm cleansing the body and going to refocus to get healthy. I see what you're saying, Lee. I call it a reading of the spirit, random guidance. It may not help today, but in a week it makes sense. And Zed says, Yippers, Bob weighs about 3 pounds, 4 in a lucky day. Yeah, Bob, your cat Bob is pretty awesome. And says, I lost JC. The memory sticks in my head. You know what, Lee? That was good. That was a good idea. Real good idea. It's kind of long. At least the yes. Yes, I will. All right. Let me blow my nose. This is from chapter 17, Forgiveness and the Holy Relationship. And it's under the section about setting the goal. And it says the goal of truth requires faith. Faith is implicit in the acceptance of the Holy Spirit's purpose. And this faith is all inclusive. Where the goal of truth is set, there faith must be. The Holy Spirit sees the situation as a whole. The goal establishes the fact that everyone involved in it will play his part in its accomplishment. This is inevitable. No one will fail in anything. This seems to ask for faith beyond you and beyond what you can give. Yet this is so only from the viewpoint of the ego. For the ego believes in solving conflict through fragmentation and does not perceive the situation as a whole. Therefore, it seeks to split off segments of the situation and deal with them separately, for it has faith in separation and not in wholeness. Thanks, Lee. I love you. You're so stinking awesome. Zed says, I was young, lived in Truckee, California with my mom. I was next door at my friend's house. Maddie says, I'm still listening, doing housework, and Chloe is still sleeping. Bless her. Good for her. Lee says, thank you for reading that. It means a lot and should resonate to many today. Well, it does for me, for sure. Carl. Carl, I just love you. You just, oh. Carl says, I'm glad they don't have that book here. I bet you they do, Carl. But that's okay. Lee says, I know fact that it will help you today. Magnetic North says, Carl, the book is a mine of knowledge. To understand, you open your heart and mind. Carl, you know what Carl reminds me of? Of the kid in the corner who says, I'm not going to have fun. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. But I love that Carl. I know sometimes I should keep my mouth shut, but sometimes I can't help myself. Peace. Peace, be still. Lee says, Cat, spirit guided me to guide you, and so my job is done. Job well done, Lee. Guide, guides come in many guises. I agree. Yeah, that passage made a lot of sense. Like there's so many things coming at me, just even in this chat, that I was just a little lost and bombarded, and the ego was trying to figure everything out. Carl says, I just told a lady on the bus, you said I'm not going to have fun. Carl, Carl, I hope you know I love you. I really do. What did the lady say? She's laughing at me. That's okay. Lee says, Cat, we face challenging times and guides help the book. Help. The book was meant as guidance, not a do this or that. Random pages help us the best. And the lessons. I mean, the lessons, they say it just provides a little space in that thinking for the Holy Spirit to come in and do its work. Lee says, Carl's going to prove you wrong, Cat. He's on a journey to have fun just because he can. I bet you he's smiling right now. I sure hope he is. I don't mean any harm. I might have stumbled over some gates. Oh my gosh. Well, a stone with a hole in it. Not exactly. I have a stone with almost a hole in it from water dripping into it for so long. Why do you ask, Lee? Yes, those gates. Those gates, Yogi. I do not know what anything is for. Lisa's cat, I have some. I'll send you them. The earth makes those stones to protect us and give us strength. The passage of time wears, but it doesn't break. You know what I'm wearing right now? I'm wearing some, what is it called? It's a pretty blue stone. It's called, shoot, can't think of it. But I do wear it for strength. Begins with an L. Lapis lazuli. Is that correct? And Maddie says, "Good morning, Mr. Yogi, sir." Lee says, "Good morning, friend Yogi." And Yogi says, "Good morning, Maddie." Magnetic North says, "Good morning, Jack." He's still passed out. We've been, I don't think I've slept in a bed since I've been here. We have slept on the couch every night together, head to head. Lapis, yes. Sorry about that. That's awful day, right? And Yogi's going to be in the background. And Lee's telling Yogi that he has helped me today, for sure. Carl, I'm glad you're going to be live on Thursday. It is before my date with Yogi, so I will be there. And Yogi says, "I'm not at all surprised, Lee. You've a wonderful heart, my friend. That's the truth." Little toe beans. I won't touch him, I'll bother him. And Maddie says, "I'll be there, Carl." Lee says, "Thank you, Yogi." No one will fail in anything. Yogi says, "Oh, a date. Better get my hair cut and buy another pair of pants to wear." You don't, you can, I mean, pants are optional. Nobody can see that part of you. An actual pair of pants. I think the only reason I didn't go home is because I just don't want to hit traffic. But I do miss home. I'm such a homebody. Nose blow. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Lee says, Carl says, "What's traffic?" You know, holiday traffic. Holiday traffic on these mountain roads. I'd rather not. Lee says Thursday I'll have a haircut also. And I've got a live at 10:30 to 11:30 UK time right after Yogi's Thursday morning. Then I'll return for afternoon and evening. Thursday's just a great day. It's a busy day, huh? Yeah, I know it's not a holiday for you, Carl. Lee says Thursday and Friday are my busy, hectic days. Me too. Me too, Lee. I go back to work Thursday. I don't know. I had in my mind, I hope something would happen on this trip where I wouldn't have to go back to work. And something would just come to me. And Maddie says, better join the bus and have a haircut and facial trim also. Carl, I have a question for you. You said you just said the American live stream I was on yesterday were all there for me. I'm really glad to hear that, Carl. You were talking, Carl, you were talking about somebody who did a 24-hour live stream. She wasn't Canadian, was she? Lee says, Kat, the time is right. You know, change is just around the corner. Hi, food court. You're welcome. Lee, I know when I stop looking for it, that's when it's going to come. And look at me. I'm complaining because I'm in a new place and this is a change. It seems to me sometimes we don't really know what we want. Food court is asking for support. And she's asking everyone to go and watch a video, give her a like, subscribe. Lee says, time is on your side, Kat. You're not complaining, you're adjusting loudly. Adjusting loudly. Okay, so we're talking about the same one, the the coffee station. Gosh, I can't think of her name, but I'm subscribed to her too. She is awesome. Food court says on. You're talking about someone different. You're not talking about the caffeination station. That's funny, Maddie. Do you consider yourself a kitten? You're just a kitten, Cat. Life has plenty more avenues for you, and happiness will prevail. Food court, what does on mean? Food court, I'm looking at your at your channel. You've got a lot of food, which makes me just a little bit hungry. Hmm. Vegetable, bur, 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 burrani. I can't say that, but it looks good. Lee, it's okay because it helps my numbers. And she just is making my chat rate go up, so I appreciate her. Spam away, sister. Lee says, I am not into spicy foods. Me neither. Not really. Like Louisiana hot sauce, that's as far as I go. Or crystal, what's it called? Crystal hot sauce. And I still have to have something cooling to go with it. I know, Carl, but it's not harming anything. It's not like the chat's going so fast we can't read each other's words. And it is helpful. And she just wants everybody to know that she's here. I hope it's a she. I'm guessing, assuming. You know what happens when you assume. Maddie says, I like spicy hot food, but I hate black pepper. Oh, that's interesting. Just a little bit. I don't think it's weird. I think black pepper's a little different. Hits a little different. Magnetic Lee says, Maddie, I can't handle any spicy hot food. It wrecks my internal system. Oh. And Carl is saying, good morning, YouTube bosses out there, wherever you are. You hate salt. Oh my gosh. You know, my mom was a smoker, heavy smoker, and I was also. So we always overdid the salt because, of course, you kill your taste buds when you smoke. And I've just never gotten out of that habit. I love salt, love salty foods. I have a cousin who was in the I don't know, I can't remember what branch of the military he was in. Maybe just the army. Um, but pepper, man, he kills everything with pepper, and he says it's from his days in the army. And Lee says I get chest pain from hot, spicy food. Magnetic North says, Cat, would you try the super salty Swedish sweets? I can get you some. You know, I've probably tried anything once. Almost. Almost anything. Maddie says, Cat, I used to smoke 3 times. Where's my voice going? Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. Maddie says, Cat, I used to smoke 3 times 50 G packs of tobacco a week. I stopped 8 years ago after having bits of my lungs removed. Wow. Did I turn the thing around? I did. That's weird. I didn't mean to. There we go. It was delayed too. Food court says, okay, bye. You have a great day. Thanks for coming by. And Lee says, then I'll send you some with the stones and my channel stickers. Oh, that will be so cool. I love that. Carl says, I only eat Irish food. Carl, you're a very particular person. I like you so much. Yeah, Lee. Jack says, at least the camera wasn't on me for a bit. Yeah, I had the big tripod this morning out to use for the phone. And as soon as I put it in front of him, he moved. He was like, nope. He's very aware. It's interesting. Lee says, and second job done. I heard you laugh. Yes, I did. Thank you, Lee. Carl. Carl says, people keep putting me down. Carl, I hope you don't think I was putting you down. I wasn't, it wasn't my intention. And I'm sorry. Well, there is a need to thank you, Lee, because it's nice to know you're appreciated. And Maddie says, Carl, you're awesome. Your channel is good. You get plenty of friends in your chat. Keep up the good work. Lee says, we all know we appreciated it. It's a reason to come back always. I wonder, have you ever seen they rent they rent RVs for vacations? I wonder if renting an RV would be a comparable price to renting an Airbnb. I'm just thinking about October. Maybe try something different. Hey Carl, are you okay? Maddie says, I'd love to own an RV. They cost a fortune. Yeah, well, my daughter said at first she wanted to sell her house and buy an RV. That didn't happen. But I think about the same thing. I think if I sell my house, I'll have just enough to buy a nice RV. But even on the RVs, there's a lot of maintenance and upkeep. And whew, that's a lot. Carl says, my friend Gemma is watching and she said, Carl, I'm always with you. That's beautiful, Carl. Lee says, well, Crockett Park rents places, modern huts with all the commo- commodities. A lady from Missouri is coming and one from Ohio, I believe. Wow, this is going to be a downright meetup. I have to just, I travel with Jack. So, oh my gosh, if I didn't travel with Jack, what would I do? So that's always a consideration for me. Whatever I do, it has to be pet friendly. And he's such a good boy. He's not really destructive. He's just loud when I leave him. Okay. Lee says, it may be my last USA visit for a while, and they accept pets. Yes, awesome. Okay. Maddie says, I went through a messy divorce. I had to sacrifice my $180,000 home to keep my pension. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Divorces suck. Well, some divorces suck. I think some are a good thing for both parties. But there's your fish tank, Maddie. I had to walk over to grab my notebook. Um, I just think change is really hard for people, but I guess we need to change to grow. Lee says, I'm so sorry to hear that, Maddie. And Carl Shell says, then you're not coming to Ireland. Maddie. Maddie says, I've worked extremely hard all my life. The plan was mortgage free, retire at 55. Crockett Park. I'm writing down Crockett Park. And Lee says, Carl, I want to visit Ireland one day. Yeah, we think we have these plans for our life, and so much for our plans. Life happens. I was determined to stay married, even though we weren't truly happy. I was determined to stay. I put in way too much damn time to give up. And then things just happened where we just didn't have a choice. Stuff happens. Jack agrees. I think about that now. Boy, I was determined to stay unhappy. How crazy is that? Carl says, I love being single and goodbye. Bye, Carl. I hope you have a good day. Good morning, William. William says, good morning, Cat and Jack, and hello, everybody. How are you, William? Oh, Lee says, good morning, William. Lee says, I'm sorry if I missed anything. I had an important thing to give advice on. That's fine. You didn't miss anything here. Except for Carl said he loves being single, and then he said goodbye. Williams William says good morning back to you guys. And William says, I could use another couple hours of sleep, but if I don't leave in the morning, the rest of the day is just too hot to drive without AC. I get that. Are you coming out of Florida, William? Where are you headed to? Oh. Maddie says, I have to hop off, Cat. My princess is up. Much love to all. Bye, Maddie. Give our love to Chloe. And Lee said, I had a friend ask for advice, and so I needed to take time to advise on a matter. It seems the spirits want me for guidance today. And William says, yes, and honestly, no idea until I get pulled over or my car breaks down. And Lee says, take care, Maddie. Have a great day. And William says, bye, Maddie. Take care. Lee says, Cat, turmeric and lemon help in many ways. What do they help with? I feel like I just made friends with a channel, and I don't know what country they're in, but they show a lot of the native plants, and turmeric was one of them. It was really beautiful. I think a lot of my ails could be cured if I would just drink more water. Congestion, brain fog, and helps joints move more. Oh, are you going to have pancakes, William? William says, my preferred destination was New York, but I really could go anywhere. I think Maryland first. Ah, William goes, possibly, only if I can afford it. I won't go if Eric pays. Well, that's a great honor, and it's a gift to Eric, I do believe. Do you know my stepdad? There used to be a joke when I was a kid about my dad couldn't go back to Maryland, and I could never figure out why. And I asked him when I was an adult. For some reason, I thought he called in a. The only reason I could think you weren't allowed in the state would be because you called in a bomb threat to a school. I don't know where I got that. But when I was an adult, I asked my dad, how come you couldn't go back to the state of Maryland? And the reason he told me was because he was secretly dating the district attorney's wife, and it had been found out. So my stepdad was a player, a bit of a player. So funny. So have you left Florida yet, William? Oh, there's my corn bag. Hello, friend. Better. What time is it? It's close enough. We can put up Yogi's link. All right, I'm having a difficult time here. Come on. Darn it. Whose signal? Was it my signal that failed? It's okay, Lee. Nothing's really going on. It's really quiet this morning. We'll just try it that way. Paste. Your signal. Lee says, Spirit brings the peace. You need the time for reflection. I'm done reflecting. I'm done. I'm over it. Reflections for the birds in the lake or the water, or I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just being silly. I'm tired of what I'm seeing. I'm tired of the reflections. Gosh, there's a lesson in there that's hitting my mind, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. My something mind is showing me a meaningless world. Yep, we're going back to the beginning. Oh my goodness, Jack is doing some ujjayi breathing. Oh, Lee says, then I say a good walk without a care in the world would do good. LOL, you're right about that. Hmm. Yeah, I'd say he's dreaming. He's doing a lot of twitching. And have I seen the channel Green Oasis Adventures? No. I'm writing it down though, so I will take a look. Tell me about it. Ujjayi breathing. Outdoor walks, family adventures, magnet fishing, and cooking based in Sweden, but they speak English. Oh, that's interesting. I have thought, I do have my magnets in the car, and I have thought about going out. but, there's quite several buts. This area is still recovering from the floods. A lot of places are closed down. And I'm afraid I'll get a hold of something that I just can't handle. Green Oasis. Okay, got you. That helps. That makes a little more sense. Green Oasis Adventures. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Lee. That would be amazing. I'd love to see what you find, but floods bring big metal items. That's exactly what I was thinking. I might get in over my head. It's amazing, downtown Nashville is fine. It's the outskirts. It's all the places I want to go. I don't want to be downtown. All the nature places, the parks, a lot of them are closed still. Yeah, post the link. There you go. Think, yeah, I can click on it with my Samsung phone, not my iPhone though. Thanks for that. Who else is Optimum? Is that how you say it? They're in Sweden, right? Beautiful, beautiful scenery. As well as yours. I love when you're sitting, when you do your lives, Lee, and sitting by the water. So green and beautiful. Very calming. Basleel, hello, friend. And Lee says, they are like a second family to me. Basleel says, hey, Lee, how are you? And Lee says, Thursday's live will be in a new location. Oh, great. Oh, and Lee says to Basleel, I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're well. Yep, big stretch from Jack. He's been over here doing some funny twitching. Basleel, how are you? What's been going on with you? Here we go again. Lee says the location is going to be an odd one. Nice. Lee, Basleel says to Lee, oh yeah, I have been enjoying my days off. That's awesome. And Lee says, glad to hear that. I'm not going to ask you when you go back because I don't want you to even think about it. And Basilio says, I am great, Cat. I've been resting good, and next week will be my moving week. I hope that goes well for you. Are you moving? Are you going to do all the moving by yourself? And Lee says, Cat, the location used to be a big steel works and a tobacco mill. Then most pulled down, and now nature reclaimed it. Where two rivers meet, it's a very spiritual place. Wow. Lee says, Baslil, I'm wishing you safe travels and a well planned move. I pray you be safe and happy. Nicely. You're always so darn thoughtful. Oh, Snoopy pose. So Basilio says, yes, pretty much doing it by myself. For my bigger stuff, I got a moving company, but the rest is all me. Lee says, not always, Cat. I'm never thoughtful when I need sleep. And William says, sorry I missed some of the chat. Is getting dressed. You didn't miss much. And Basilio says to Lee, amen, and thank you for wishing me well. I guess I'm going to have to break down and go to Walmart today and pick up some allergy medicine. I've been taking Benadryl, but that makes me sleep. And Lee says, Basilio, you're a friend, so always wish you well and safe. I wish everyone well, though. Isn't it crazy how dogs can turn their heads like that? It's wild. Oh. Chemical tablets there, Cat. You need more natural things. Yep, I'm just going for the quickest and easiest right now. And I do take some tinctures, but I didn't bring them with me. I take Tulsi or holy basil and elderberry. Basil says, they said I will have to send my pup to the cargo compartment. albeit a pressurized one, unless he is registered as an emotional support animal. I don't know how he will hold up in a cage for 12 hours. Ugh. Oh, man, my heart just aches for you, Best Leo. I understand. How hard is it for you to get him registered as an emotional support animal? I hear in the US it's really, really easy. But places generally don't recognize emotional support animals, which is too bad. All right, Baba, leave it alone. There you go. Leave it alone. You got this. No, no, no. Mama got it. I'll scratch for you. Leave it alone. Lee says in the UK, they highly recognize, and so it'd be worth it, especially if it's classed as a family, say pup, keeps focus on job. Mm. Oh no. Oh no, that doesn't work, Basil. Basil says I need to be diagnosed with mental illness and a doctor needs to set me up with him. And then you won't be allowed to fly. Am I correct, Basil? You can't be a pilot and have a diagnosed mental illness. Maybe you can get him some well, I don't know. That's tough, Basil. I don't know, Lee. I think they're pretty strict on that sort of thing for pilots. Lee says, Cat, he could if it was through depression caused by stress and change. Mm. I really don't know anything, but I suspect. That could really bite him in the butt as far as his job. And his job is the whole reason he's taking this flight and moving. Hi. Basile says, I am thinking of traveling with 4 transits, each 4 hours of flight. And Lee says, in the UK, he would be given 2 weeks off, respite, then come back. But yes, a thin edge, it could go wrong. Lee says, Basile, that would be better. At least know the pup has water every so often then, and knows you're still there. My first thought, if it was Jack and I had to do it, I'd probably get him something to sedate him just so he wouldn't be stressed out. If you've seen any of my lives with Jack alone, he does not do well being left alone. He's okay after a while, but it seems to take him longer and longer to be okay. Hey, leave that ear alone. His ears are dirty and he doesn't like for me to clean them. Oh, Bubba, you're so rotten. Rotten, rotten boy. Stubborn redhead. Basila says to Lee, yeah, that's the idea. And Lee says, nope, he doesn't like it. No, he doesn't. It kills me. Ugh. Bubba, leave it alone. Jack. Stop. Stop it. That's enough. Relax. Relax, baby. Um, Watch hours are 1,044. I gained 6 overnight. Not overnight, caught up with 6. Slowly but surely. And I decided, since I'm at this Airbnb and it's another internet address, I am running my own playlist in the other room. I've got Maddie on my laptop, me in the other room, and the Judah channel playing music right here. I have everything going. Basile says, but the airline assured me they ship pets all the time. It will be fine. But you can only trust a business company so much, right? I agree. Hi, baby. Good morning. And Lisa's getting there. Yep. Listen, I mean, just a few months ago, I was at 74 hours. So definitely an improvement. Um, I don't know what I was going to say. Lee says, I was informed today, as of the 20th of the month, I only need 450 hours to 3,000. That's awesome. Okay, Basleel, in 10 minutes we're going over to Yogi's. At least I am. So there. Lee, I'll get you on my playlist, friend. And Lee says, take care, Basleel. Yeah, and Lee says, thanks, Kat. I'll be on Yogi's too. Bubba. Lee says, I'm taking magnet fishing up again on the 10th of June. It's right around the corner. I just love this hair. I want to get some gel and give him a mohawk. Lee says, yes, well enough, and it's missed. Jack, you're so funny. Lee says, I'm going to cut hair grade 1 so it grows back, not looking like Captain Caveman. I love your hair. You've certainly got a lot of it. Good for you. So, Lee, I was just thinking, Jake, Jake keeps saying he's going to make a trip up this way. Does he know about the meetup in October? It's not sad, Magna North. You see, sadly, it grows in all directions. Pre-2019 was long. I love it. It does what it wants. That's the redhead motto. I do what I want. He doesn't know about it. I haven't been on the channel for a while. He hasn't been on his channel for a while. I'll email him. I just wrote myself a note. Email Jake. That should give him enough time, and maybe work will be slowed down enough for him. That would be awesome. Lee says, I took a step away from magnet fishing to chat with gold prospectors and bottle diggers, mudlarks, and folks in general. If I hadn't, I may never have met Yogi. You probably would have, one way or another. William says, sorry, I am here in the background stuffing my face with breakfast and coffee before my drive. Good for you. You know we're going over to Yogi's in 4 minutes, William. Lee says, Johnny's Corner follows Jake also. Okay. Gold prospectors, do you know All Things Country? ATC? Brad? He does fishing and a little bit of gold prospecting too. You do know Brad. Awesome. Magnetic North is past cross for a reason, even if we don't know what it is. Absolutely. You okay, Bubba? Time to stretch? Ooh, I know. Oh, there's a hole in the couch. Be careful. I'm sorry, Bub. He looks kind of put out. Yogi says 4 minutes. Yikes, I better get ready. Lee says, I'm in a lot of the lives when I can with time zones. Aqua Donkey prospecting. I love a lot. I've never heard of Aqua Donkey. And Lee says, 2 minutes now, Yogi. Aqua Donkey prospecting. I'm writing this stuff down because, I can't remember unless I do. That's a funny name, though. Aqua Donkey prospecting. Commencing operation. Finish eating apple now. Big stretch. Big yawn. Oh. Lee says Aqua prospects and plays guitar. I helped him rise from 540 to over. My eyes aren't working. Over. I can't tell if that's a 6 or 8 subs. 600 or 800. Looks like 600 subs. Lee says, bye all. Basilio says, I hate washing dishes. I need to get a dishwasher. Basilio, I don't know if you know Yogi, but that is where we're heading. I pinned the link. Basilio says, Lee, bye, brother. Have a good one. So, Basilio, we are all heading over to Yogi's. We'd love to see you there. And if not, you have a fabulous day. Yes, he's a brother. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks for hanging out. And you guys have a great day. I appreciate you so much. Bye.